Hey there, you guys. So I want to talk to you about your discussion board portfolio. We haven't talked about it too much throughout the term, but that's okay because guess what? Like, this isn't something that's overly difficult. Okay, it's going to take a little bit of time because all good things take some time, but it's not overly complicated. Okay, if you have ever revised anything, which ding ding ding, all of you should have, you're going to have a pretty easy time of this. Okay, essentially, it's taking discussion board posts that you've made throughout the term, and it is identifying your strongest initial post, your weakest initial post, your weakest response post, and then a response from someone else, and it's working to strengthen it. Okay, that is essentially what your discussion board portfolio is. It's just a great way to enhance your ideas just a little bit further to make sure that they are as strong as they can be. Now, the thing I want to point out is that no, you haven't gotten grades on your discussion boards yet. You will. But I find that when people see a grade on a discussion board, they assume that the discussion board itself was either excellent or it was weak, and use that to judge which posts they should use in the discussion board portfolio. But that shouldn't be the case, okay? So I'm waiting until you guys kind of get started on writing your discussion board portfolio to start grading those, okay? Because I don't want the grades to be used as a tool to figure out which posts you should be doing. Okay, I want you to read through your posts, identify what's strong, what's weak, and I want you to then work to develop those in your mind. Okay, so that's the real thing to keep an eye on. Now, when it comes to creating your discussion board portfolio, this is very format driven, for one thing, right? Because I want to make sure that I can figure out what post you're working on. So it does ask you, the assignment requirements does ask you some specific things, right? One, to write in MLA format. So that includes the typical stuff, header, heading, all of that kind of jazz. But it also wants you to identify which post you're working with, okay? And each post will begin on a fresh page so that there's no difficulty figuring out which is which. You'll put your original post, and then you will answer the questions on the discussion board document. So, for example, for your strongest initial post, it asks you, well, what makes you feel like this is your strongest initial post, right? Is it because of the clarity of your writing and the clarity of your argument? Is it the analysis that you provide, right? Which they go kind of hand in hand there. But identify what it is about this post that makes it excellent, right? That makes it your strongest. And then identify why, right? Explain why that helps make it a strong post. Then identify a point that could be strengthened further, okay? And make sure to develop it with specific references to the readings. So you'll want to skim back over the readings for each of these posts again and kind of pick out evidence that could help enhance your post, right? So that is kind of the big thing. In the past, a lot of students have just given me very generic responses. This was my strongest initial post because I argued it well. A well-argued post makes, for easy reading and easy to understand. This could be strengthened more if I added more evidence. Of course it could, right? Which evidence would you add to strengthen it more, right? So that's the kind of thing that I want to see. I want to see what evidence are you going to add to strengthen it further? Same thing for the other posts as well, by the way. What would you add to the weakest initial post to strengthen it further, right? Show specifics. Same thing for your response post, okay? Did you just agree or disagree and kind of leave it at that? Did you not provide evidence? Did you provide evidence, but it could be more evidence, right? So you really want to enhance even the last one, which is a peer's response to one of your posts. This is kind of like peer review, right? Except I know when I do a peer review, say a friend of mine asks me to review something, I'm going to actually engage with their ideas, and I'm going to give them alternative analysis and alternative evidence that they could use to help enhance what they're trying to write, right? I know that a lot of you don't do that. You ask questions, which is amazing, okay? I'm not knocking it. But in this, it's essentially saying, okay, I would like to suggest that you talk more about this piece of evidence and how it ties into your argument or your analysis in this way, right? That is a quality type of interaction in a discussion board portfolio. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of put it out there. Again, not a hard assignment, just an assignment that takes a little bit of time because you have to choose, but make sure to follow the formatting steps. New type of post on each page, right? Strongest initial, weakest response, peers response starts on their own page. And then make sure to identify which source is which, post the original post in that document, and then answer the questions in a little paragraph. Okay, super chill, but this is worth quite a few points, so please make sure you do it. Okay, don't check out before it's done, because this is a good chunk of your discussion board grade. All right, so thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, just let me know. You know how to get in touch, and I will talk to you soon.